Welcome back to another Brotato video. Today we are playing the Bull. We start with a bunch of max health, HP regen, and armor bonuses here. We also have HP regen modifications are increased by 50%, so this will actually end up being not 15, but 22.5 HP regen to start. And we explode, and the explosion scales equally based on melee, ranged, and elemental damage. However, we cannot equip weapons. Let's just go ahead and get right into it. And of course we're playing difficulty 5. But yeah, so since our explosion scales equally, 300% based on any damage type, we are just going to say damage is damage. So whether it's melee, ranged, or elemental, it's all the same to us when we are playing the bull. So we're just going to go ahead and call it damage. So we do want to get a lot of damage early on, so we could actually just take melee damage, for example. Melee damage is actually much more effective because it comes in two. You see, two melee damage versus one elemental. Well, they do the same thing, so we definitely want to take melee damage when possible. Also, Coupon is a great pickup early on, and so is the Alien Worm. Some free HP regen, very nice. Landmines could be good, but we don't really care too much for that. I'm going to go and lock this. And the Mutation. This is 2 damage, and we only lose knockback. Who cares about knockback, right? We don't need that. 4 damage is perfect for us. And you see 2 melee damage boosted our damage by 6, because it's 300% scaling, right? 2 times 3 equals 6. So now we're dealing 36 damage per explosion, which just goes to show how easily you can scale up on this character. Your damage is very easy to scale, which means you need to be prioritizing HP regen. Make sure you can actually get hit enough times to proc your explosion. Melee damage is still great though, we're definitely going to take it of course. And another alien worm. We are going to reroll one time here. Propeller hat. I'm pretty happy to take a propeller hat and a beanie because we don't need range. And damage percent of course we would like. But it's okay to lose a tiny bit of damage percent early on for some luck. Definitely going to be worth it in the long run. It could easily get us a tier 2, tier 3 upgrade randomly as we go through our run. So having a bit of luck, very, very nice. And there's not much to say about waves 1 through 3. Enemies that shoot projectiles will start spawning on waves 4. I could have been looking for trees, but I'm just kind of relaxing. Let's see, more melee damage, and lock, there we go. Then we take the propeller hat for the lock, and we want to lock the helmet as well. And reroll one time. Lemonade can be good, but we don't really care too much for that. Yeah, in these early waves, I will say, you don't really have to worry too much. You're pretty strong. You start with such high base stats that you're not really scared. Especially since waves 1 through 4 aren't really scared for any characters to begin with. So maybe something you can do to maximize your benefit to yourself is look for trees like this. There we go. Because trees have a chance to drop loot crates. And the more luck you have, the higher that chance is. But the base chance is 20%. If you kill 5 trees in the early game, on average, you should be getting 1 loot crate. Which means you could get something useful. We don't need dodge or knockback, we can take that. Or melee damage. Melee damage is the most effective stat to scale our passive. Right? Because again, they all have equal percentage scaling, but melee damage comes in higher numbers. So definitely want to be on the lookout for those. Alien Worm, Helmet, and Explosion damage. This is very good. Explosion size, also very, very good. We don't need range. Hedgehog, also amazing. But the problem with it is we do lose HP regen. We do not want to lose HP regen. You will understand why very, very soon. HP regen and armor are going to be our best friends in the late game. We're going to avoid taking anything that would reduce those. And yes, Hedgehog is 3 damage, right? But your damage is capped by how much you heal. So if you can't out-heal the amount of damage you're taking yourself, then you can't use your passive at all, because you're just going to be too low HP to do anything. You do want to avoid, again, like I said, taking any negative HP regen. Especially since we have modification. If we were to lose 10 HP regen, it'd actually end up being 15, which is a very big deal. That is a lot of healing for us. You can see here, right, we're even dipping quite low on health. A garden is okay, I'll go ahead and take that. Range damage is not that effective. Crit chance is very effective though. You can definitely take some crit chance. It will scale pretty well later. And more luck, perfect. Also 2 melee damage. Effective steroids, 2 melee damage again. And this gives armor speed, damage percent, and max HP. Quite good. it's hard to say no to that, right? We need all of those stats. If you lose crit chance, that is okay. Because crit chance isn't going to outscale damage percent for a while, regardless, so I'd much rather have the damage percent for now. And since I did take a garden, I can come over here and heal. You should try to get the most value out of your explosions by only getting hit by small enemies like these, right? These are the fin aliens, and also the baby aliens, the little purple guys moving at us slowly. Let those hit you, and then let the explosion take care of the rest of the things around you. It is the best way to play. You take the least amount of damage, which means you can use your passive more. And end the wave as low HP as possible. Damage percent is great. We are just going to go ahead and take that. And a scar, plus a spicy sauce, more health, and chance to explode. That's perfect for us, right? And a metal. Okay, metal gives us health, armor, speed, and damage percent. All very good stats. We definitely want to look for more HP regen. So our next upgrade, we are going to be on the lookout. From now on, it's wave 7. Things are going to get dangerous pretty quickly. We want to make sure we actually have the healing to handle it. Either HP regen or armor can both work quite well. We don't actually need that much max HP, as long as we are getting enough armor and health, or enough armor and HP regen, sorry. I'm not too concerned with getting more max health at this point, unless it's something that comes with more damage as well, like defective steroids, good example. You can see here, I'm not really scared. I know I'm fine, just don't get hit at the end here, and left the wave with as little HP as possible. More armor is great, and here I definitely want HP regen, there we go, perfect. And a vigilante ring, that's actually quite good for us, plus more luck. We can definitely take the vigilante ring, lock this, and re-roll for more health. Okay, nice HP regen, there we go, plus 3%, actually ends up being 4.5%, right, very, very good for us. And I will say, wave 8 is the first time you have a real chance of dying if you're not careful. Because there's a bunch of these spitters all over the place just shooting projectiles at you from different directions. And then there's also a ton of bruisers just moving around trying to hit you with charges. So it's very obnoxious trying to get them to group up. Which means we have to make sure we're using our health effectively and dodging as many projectiles as possible. I'm trying to get all of the projectile shooting enemies killed as possible, the spitters, right? Gonna run through this area here, try to kill more of them. Come over here and get some fruits to heal. And maybe we can kill some of these big guys in the process, while we're killing the small ones, right? You do want to avoid getting hit by charges and everything as much as possible. And that was a pretty good wave, if I do say so myself. We could take some luck or speed. I don't think they're that great. This looks amazing, right? But we really, really need more HP regen. I will say luck kind of converts to HP regen eventually, because it is going to give us luck, or more chances to find higher tier upgrades. Spicy sauce is great, I think, and a recycling machine is actually very good value. So I recommend taking this. We are also going to take insanity, and we're going to skip the goat skull. And the reason for that is that we don't need that much damage percent since we do have the vigilante ring. And here, this wave should be very easy, wave 9. It's one of our favorite waves. You can just easily group up all the enemies. If you have enough speed, you can outrun them. You can see here, right? I only have 5% speed, I believe. As long as you're in the positive on speed, you should be able to outrun the enemies. But the more speed you have, the easier it is. So if you want to say you should have some speed, you're going to be in the negatives for any reason. And yeah, I can just keep kiting the enemies around, getting them all to group up like this, and then boom, just blow them all up at the same time, right? Very, very simple. This way I can make sure my healing is actually being useful, or my max HP isn't getting wasted. Now it doesn't really matter, there's only 5 seconds left. Let me go ahead and tank everything and drop low. Try to get more kills. There we go, perfect. And a power generator. That's giving us 0% damage, but if we get more speed, it will give us more damage percent, so that's perfectly fine. We can go ahead and take that. And we want some more HP regen, if possible. Or luck. Okay, we'll go ahead and take a little bit more luck. And armor is also good. More armor. I'd like HP regen. We're not really getting it. We're gonna go ahead and take some speed. It was a bit unfortunate we didn't get any HP regen there. Shackles is actually really good, right? But I think it's a little early since we do have scaling from our power generator here. We will get more damage percent. Alien Eyes is very, very good for killing enemies, so I'll go ahead and take that. And a Propeller Hats for more luck. And Cyclops Worm. We don't need range pretty much at all, so we could definitely take that. And there's not much to do here, right? Just avoid getting hit by the bruisers. And try to damage them when you can. I will say you should try to stay full HP early on in the wave. Obviously, you always want to be healing. If you're not healing, that means you're wasting a lot of your HP regen, right? Which means you're also technically losing damage. So make sure you're not full health, but you do want to stay near full health for as long as possible. So that later on, when the wave becomes a little bit messy, you're not in danger of getting killed. Because you are going to be forced to run into enemies on this wave, especially wave 10 here. Because wave 10, what happens is the enemies spawn in all directions, or all sides, and they just keep coming at you. You have to be very careful. Elemental damage, we can actually take that. That boosts our damage a little bit. We want more HP regen. There we go. We finally got HP regen. And some more, and some more. There we go. Wave 10, we were stuck at like 30 something HP regen for the longest time, and then suddenly we get a huge boost. So we were getting pretty unlucky, and we still managed to get through everything pretty easily. We could even take the sad tomato. You know what? I am going to take it. It's a little counterintuitive because you need HP to deal damage, but since we have so much of it, a lot of it is actually getting wasted at the start of the wave. So even if we start the wave with less, 50% health, 12 HP regen is amazing for us. So we are going to take that. Snail does lose its damage percent since we do have the power generator, but it's definitely worth taking. It's really, really valuable. And the pollen chain is actually quite good for us. It's just a bunch of armor, and we don't care about weapons having a minimum cooldown at all. Wheat is also pretty good. Overall 2 damage and some harvesting. Basically just more damage for us. And the harvesting will help it pay for itself a little bit. Here, you do want to avoid getting hit by the pursuers, which are these guys that are chasing me. Just let the other smaller enemies hit you, and then let the explosion kill them. Kind of dragging them towards other enemies so I can use them to hit each other. This way we won't take too much damage. Because the pursuers hit pretty hard, even though obviously we have a lot of armor. It's still just, better to take less damage where possible. So avoid getting hit by the pursuers directly. You also have to avoid the projectiles. This wave is a bit annoying. It's not too bad in my opinion. Again, avoid letting the pursuers hit me directly. Run into big clumps of enemies. And near the end of the wave, we can kind of just run through a bit. And try to drop low and kill everything possible. There we go, easy. More damage is great actually, because we are kind of lacking a bit. We do want more healing, but it's going to come along. And the alloy, this is amazing. We don't care about dodge. Every stat on the alloy is good except for engineering. So you're going to see our damage is going to go from 150, explosion 150, up to explosion 192, plus 42 damage. And if we take the wheat, another 18 bonus on that. On top of that, that is amazing for us. It's going to reroll one time. Plus 2 armor is great, and so is so with the sunglasses actually, weirdly enough, because 10% crit is definitely worth it. Losing 1 single armor is a lot of damage for us. 10% crit, strangely enough, is so the way it works, right, is even though a crit does double damage, well, if you crit 100% of the time, how much additional damage are you getting? You're getting 100% additional damage, right? On your overall damage. So if you deal 200 and you always crit, you are dealing an additional 200 per hit. And if you have 50% crit chance, well, you crit half the time. So that means you're getting 100 additional damage. So basically, 1 crit chance equals an additional damage percent, right? 1 crit chance. That's how it works. Of course, it scales, it's a little bit different since damage percent gets calculated first. But that just means crit chance is very good once you already have a lot of damage percent. This is a horde, of course, that's why there's so many enemies everywhere. We're going to go ahead and take some more damage, elemental damage. Ball and chain gives us armor. And honey, okay, very, very nice. Finally found another explosion item. We have the dynamite, we only found one of these. This works similarly, plus damage percent and damage or explosion size. Very, very good for us. We're going to go ahead and take that. And crit chance, and then reroll one time. And we get a plastic explosive. Perfect. These are some of the best items for us, the plastic explosive and the honey. We've only found one of each. If we get more of them, we'll be very happy. And you can see, even though I had the sad tomato, I actually full healed pretty much immediately at the start of the wave. That's why I said sad tomato is actually quite good on us. It just gives us 12 more HP regen, which is really, really nice. We actually don't really have enough HP regen right now. A bit sad. But we are being forced to play a little bit more conservatively. If we got more items with HP regen, this wouldn't be an issue. I also tried to reroll a lot, right, to find more HP regen. But unfortunately, it's kind of up to the game to some degree. I'm just going to avoid the clump for now and then run through all of them like this. And get out again. So just let all the enemies clump up like that, and at the end here I can do the same thing, run through everyone. Make sure I don't die. 13 health is perfectly fine. There we go. Ooh, a fairy! Amazing. So we actually got rewarded. Finally, we found some HP regen. It didn't have to be this strong, but this is very, very strong for us. Because the HP regen gets modified by 50%. We actually get 18 HP regen from this. Really good. 4 armor. Amazing as well. We could take more damage, but I really want some more healing if I'm being honest. But since we have the fairy, we can go ahead and start taking these tier 1 items to boost up our healing. Right? Gives us HP regen. And ball and chain, plastic explosive. Oh, I skipped an alien eyes. We've taken that. Okay. We also have a lure for more HP regen and another dynamite. There we go. It's the second dynamite to run. Another 15% explosion damage applies to our passive. We're also hitting for, how much is that? 281 without critting. But when we crit, it's doubled, right? Easy enough. This wave is a little weird because there's so many of these spawners, which are the big purple blob guys, or blob guys, right? These big purple blobs, and they spawn 3 junkies when they get killed. Otherwise, they pretty much do nothing. So, it's a bit weird. But you do want to try and clear them out. Make sure you're hitting them when you can. Because projectiles are pretty much the only way you can die on this character. I'd say the bull is really, really strong as long as you're not getting hit by a bunch of projectiles or something. And if you have enough tank stats, of course. But that's what I've been talking about this whole time, right? We have stats and make sure we're playing safe enough. No ball is actually very good. Elemental damage just gives us more damage. HP regen, great. Take both of these for more HP regen. The wheat gives us damage and a bit of harvesting. And the stone skin actually gives us a ton of health. It's not too bad. Could also take the metal, plus the cute monkey for more HP regen, of course. Okay, now we can actually see our HP regen, so it's high enough to go up as 1. It's ticking for 1 every moment. Really quickly, right? A bunch of small ticks of HP regen. This is what you want to get to, of course. And I will say I definitely got a bit unlucky with my level ups, I feel like, this game. Generally speaking, you'd get a lot more HP regen and armor than I have. You can see I'm overkilling the enemies by a lot. I do not need this much damage. This is like severe overkill. Hitting for 500 is unnecessary. I'd rather just hit for like 300 per hit, and then, you know, have a ton more HP regen and armor, and be way more effective. Yeah, because you can see how low I get on HP. Well, yeah, if I just didn't overkill enemies, it'd be much easier. I'm going to run towards this fruit to make sure I'm healing enough to not die here. And there we go. Easy enough. And a baby gecko, more HP regen. We want HP regen for sure. I'm going to roll very hard for it. There we go. And again, I'd like more. No, I'll take some speed since we do have a power generator. It gives us a lot of damage percent. Stone Skin gives us a ton of health. We are going to take that. And another metal also gives us more health. Plus Cute Monkey for HP regen. Another Cake. Engineering. Right? We don't need as much damage as we have, so Cake is very good. Just more health. More HP regen. And another Vigilante Ring, but it's very late for that. Explosive is not late though. The Plastic Explosive is great. And we really do not need more damage, if I'm being honest. I really would just like some more healing. Go ahead and skip all of these damage items. This wave, we have a bunch of helmed aliens, or helmet aliens I think they're called, spawning. I forgot if it's helmed alien or helmet aliens. I think it's helmet alien. Anyways, they spawn in groups and they have 2 buffers that spawn with them. You just want to focus on killing those buffers. It's these weird looking guys with the bumps all over them. Oh, the little purple guys, right? With the bumps. So make sure we're killing those. Because buffed enemies are really bad for the bull. Definitely don't want to be facing a bunch of buffed enemies. All I'm doing is, I see a group spawning in the bottom left, so I go to it. Kill the buffers. Bottom right, go to it, kill the buffers. Here in the center, come here, kill all the buffers. So just rinse and repeat, right? Keep moving towards the groups and killing all the buffers. I would like to kill this loot alien. Oh, there we go. Okay, I had 13 health again. Yeah, I maxed out my health usage. Drop as low as possible without dying. You can get used to doing a little bit higher HP at the end of the wave if you feel uncomfortable. You're not used to how much damage you're taking, right? This gives health regen, very nice. The weird ghost gives health regen. Start the wave with 1 HP. This is crazy, but I'm going to go ahead and take it. Why not? And more speed. We don't really need that. HP regen, that's exactly what I wanted. Thank you. And the panda, but we lose a ton of HP regen for taking that. So since we did take the fairy, we're basically not allowed to take tier 4 items now, which can be a big drawback in itself, but that just means I cannot take the panda here, for example. I'm going to take the terrified onion. Speed gives more damage and also gives more HP. This as well, HP regen and a more. And a lure for even more, plus these 2. So I'm completely okay. Also losing max health for armor and dodge is very good for us. We can go ahead and do that. Now let's go. We are against the crocodile. I'm going to give myself a chance to heal up. Let him go past me and run away. Oh, whoops. I didn't get out of range. So you can actually outrange him like this. Basically, you let him charge past you. And then you just move in the opposite direction. So like this, right? You charge bottom right, I move top left. Like this, he moved bottom right, I move top left again. So you could just kind of outrange him easily by doing this. I'm not really focused on killing him. Of course, the item would be okay, but I don't want to take it regardless because it'll be a tier 4 item, which means it would lose us a ton of HP regen, which I don't really want. I will try to kill him here near the end of the round, but he's a bit of a pain because kind of just keeps charging. So we are almost going to kill him. And he's dead. That's the crocodile. Okay, easy enough. We actually are healing plenty. Even though we took the weird ghost and started with 1 HP this wave, it didn't really matter. Okay, this equals 3 damage overall, so it's great. More max health. We lose a lot of HP regen. I mean, it's actually quite good, but I'm just going to go and recycle it. We don't really need it. More armor is great. Again, more armor. Do we have the snowball? We do. So we have snowball, so taking this is a net positive for us. We actually get 3 elemental damage because of the snowball, right? And the butterfly. We do lose a tiny bit of damage, but that's okay. These give us more HP regen. Same thing here, and same thing here. For chance and dodge, very nice. Look at our HP regen now. It looks so funny. Going up so quick. And yeah, you see we're actually still hitting for 400 to 600 per hit. Our damage is really ridiculous. And also, I guess, wait, was I mistaken? So I think our critical hits are only dealing, they're not dealing double damage. They're only dealing 50% additional damage. Right? This 392, half of 392 would be 196, correct? And yeah, you can see we're dealing 392 plus 196. Not even correct. That's not correct either. Wait, what? Okay, I'm a little confused too, but I still say crit chance is very good for us. Especially if you have enough damage percent, you can just go ahead and take some crit chance and it'll end up doubling whatever your base damage is, right? case where you're dealing, or not doubling, but yeah, clearly it's not doubling, but it's still dealing a lot more. Damage percent, well, 16% damage is amazing. More max health we definitely don't need. Damage percent, we don't need attack speed, great. Weird goes for more health. Sure, why not? And a mutation gives us damage, and the broken mouth is also good. Plus, alien eyes deals 130 per hit. Pretty good. So in 3 seconds we healed 40 health. Let's try to avoid getting hit. Let's see how long it takes to full heal. So it took about 10 seconds for us to heal 125 health. Yeah, that's pretty good. And we're now critting for 668. Our base damage is 445. Very, very nice. And at this point, I can pretty much just sit still. There's not much reason to, unless I just want to be lazy. But I could probably sit still at this point for the entire wave. The bosses are a different story, of course. I think I've only fully tanked the bosses on characters with, like, the Saver, maybe? I think on the Saver I did fully tank the boss and the Pacifist, if I remember correctly. Other than those two characters, it's pretty difficult to fully tank bosses on wave 20, on difficulty 5. HP regen, amazing. Same thing here, and this as well. This gives HP regen, this as well. And any more? Oh, this gives damage though. And we didn't actually have a chance to buy all of these. Yeah, let's go. Okay, let's go. Wave 20. So let's see how long this takes. I'll try to keep them together. It's a little slow because we can't really walk into the bosses that much, because you see they actually do deal a lot of damage. But this is very safe. There's pretty much no risk of dying here anymore. The longer you go with the bull, the stronger you get. He is one of those characters that kind of scales infinitely and gets out of hand. We still have time. We could have gotten more armor, more HP regen, we could have gotten more crit chance, more base damage, right? Melee, range, and elemental. That's one boss down. And that's two bosses down. And yeah, that's the run. Okay guys, that's the bull. Hope you guys enjoyed. Our passive dealt 477,000 damage. And we also had the alien eyes deal... How much? Alien eyes dealt 63,000. So that is the run. Hope you guys enjoyed. We will be playing the soldier next time. So hope you guys come and watch. But yeah, leave any comments if you want. And leave a like and subscribe if you would. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much. That's it for now, okay? Goodbye. Bye-bye.